Following straight on from the last episode, let's get the heater matrix hoses done and the radiator coolant hoses, and then we've picked up the Haltech dash now, so we can get a look at that as well, and hopefully get some carbon fibre on this airbox as well. Let's get into it. This should be the final sand of the airbox, and then we'll go on to painting it. Just have to do a few little minor adjustments on it. We'll get to sanding this and then move on. There we have it. So it's quite a complex shape, but hopefully it'll fit in the car nicely. Just circle the hole, get cut out round about here for the filter to sit in there, and a hole cut out here for the air to come in through the bumper area. Right, one job ticked off for now. We'll get that painted later on. It's raining outside just now, so we'll save that job till later. So here is a selection of radiator hoses and things we've got from Ash Hoses. We've got an offset 45 angled one, and then some 90s hose clamps. I think I bought these hose clamps from Amazon, a little bit cheaper there. We've got a couple of aluminium straight pipes, because one of them needs to get a little nipple welded onto it. A couple of connectors. We've got the new oil pressure sensor has arrived, along with the new thermostat and seal, and we also have thermostat housing back, all re-welded. I'd like to thank a young man who came by the house, started talking cars, and then I found out he was a welder, and I was like, do you want a little job? He's like, yeah, no problem. So he took that away and he got it welded up for me, so thank you very much, Finlay. And we now have some hoses, various size hoses for vacuum lines and stuff that I still need to actually figure out where they go. But for now, we can get all the radiators, coolant hoses fitted, and that'll be that job ticked off. And we're still waiting on the paint for the headers. I think I've been told it's still another 4 or 5 days away because of stock issues, so unfortunately that's going to hold us up a little bit. There we go, plenty of space for the hose to go in now. Awesome. Right, let's get some hoses cut. Artwork. So this is what I'm trying to achieve here. So this would be the thermostat that I just put on, coming out to 45, going down to a 90 along the bottom of the underside of the radiator with a bit of pipe, then into the bottom of the radiator. Now these are all 35mm fittings I think, but the bottom of the radiator is different, it's like 38 or something, so this is a different elbow, a reducer elbow that I need to remember not to cut up the wrong one. And then the top's easy, out the top, bit of aluminium pipe and back into the engine. This one needs a little steam vent nipple to connect to the engine, which I'll need to do later on, but just so you know what I'm working on, because it's a bit dark in there. Right, that's just a elbow. Do you know what? I think I've either ordered the wrong stuff or I wrote the wrong stuff down on that bit of paper. So the bottom side of the radiator is 35. So it's the thermostat that's 30, which just means I have ordered the right stuff, which means that's wrong. The reducers, the 45 degrees the reducer side, that's just a straight 90. Oh, thank goodness for that. $36. So that's the bigger side. So that needs to go on like that, and then it gets a elbow. That is basically what we're doing here. I don't know if I need to cut these. I can't remember if I need to cut this pipe or not. Not the pipe, sorry, the hoses. I think I measured it so it would slip in quite a way into the pipe. Give me a good cut just with clips, so maybe about 100mm or something in. Right, I think I'm okay with this and these. I'll need to cut a section here, cut that off to let that just go into the radiator, and I'll need to cut maybe the length of one of these, so the length to get that to run along the bottom of the radiator. So I'll work off the thermostat side first and then work on the bottom. So if we just try and put it on where it sits and see how low that ends up. It's not too bad, the elbow comes off, misses the fans on the back there. So I'll just go underneath and measure up how low that this bottom pipe down there is hanging. Once we know the length of that, I'll take it back off and we'll cut the two of them and we'll clip them together. And that'll be them in position. Okay, 120mm needs to come off these two. Now, you've not got enough to take it off just one of the pipes, so I'll need to just take it off 60mm off each pipe. Okay, put the torch on, there we go. So we need to connect this to this. That's too low. Did I mess up my sizes? That should be, let's see things. That should be flush with the bottom of the radiator, not hanging down. Ah, nah, I've fitted this fitting on the wrong way. 2 seconds. I bet at least one of you noticed that when I was fitting it up, that I'd done it wrong. That's the kind of things I notice when I'm watching videos. Oh, you've done that wrong, and then 2 seconds later it's been fixed. So yeah, that sits there. We'll get the bit of pipe across, and then the other elbow cut and fitted onto that. Should be nice and easy. So yeah, if I get a bracket just to hold everything kind of parallel. Keeps it away from the fans up there. Happy with that. Off camera guys, I just thought of something that I use at my work, these metal plates here. And they've got a couple of holes already pre-drilled and they fit in perfect for where we wanted them. Hold that pipe pretty straight, nice and securely, not moving anywhere. And then keeps it away from everything up top there as well. So I'm quite happy with that, that solves that problem. Right, we'll get back down and onto these top hoses. Okay, angle that down a little touch. Just stuck a bit there.
Your lunch is ready, Daddy.
Okay, perfect. I'll be in a wee minute. Alright, looking good there. Better go and get my lunch though. And we're back, belly's full. Let's get this one connected up. Yeah, good, good, good. Another job ticked off the list. So I just need to figure out this steam port thing, because obviously it needs to come from here to here, but the intake's going to be around here. So I don't know. Maybe bring it out here on the edge to loop under, then come back up on. Probably my only way. Yeah, there's not really much space between intake. Much space there between the intake and that, so I might need to cut this back a little bit to maybe this point, to then run a tube under there and back to here. So even if I bring it out there and then have a 45-degree angle on it, that would maybe work. And then I don't know, I could maybe, if it bends a lot, I don't want to break it, but I could maybe just manipulate it round a little bit, connect those two in. Right, so that's all looking pretty decent now. This will get polished up just a nicer bit, and I've got a vacuum line, I think, a line, I'm not quite sure. An open bit there, an open bit over here. I'm sure there's one kicking about down here as well, and there. A few different ones. I need to do my homework on them. Homework on these plugs here, if these need to come out for the Haltech. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit more like a complete engine bay now. I'm at a point now where I need to weight and things, so still waiting on the Cerakote for the headers, which I'm sure you're sick of me saying. But once they're in, I can then do the wiring harness for the engine, and I'm waiting on the rain going off to paint the airbox for there, and the vacuum line. So vacuum line is the only thing I can kind of look at, but I need to go online and research that a little bit. And I'm waiting on the, did I say banjo bolts for the brakes? Possibly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw in the carpet on the inside. I am missing a bit of foam. So you'll see down there, there's a piece of foam there with a big L on it. Should be one for the right hand side as well. Can't find it anywhere, so I'll need to get that from somebody. So I'll put the carpet in, give this a little hoover first, put the carpet in, and then start thinking about the dash. The dash is going to need cut around about the roll cage just in the corners. So I need to get that done, and then we'll just have a wee think about some wiring. That's this looking all nice and smooth now, just to give it a flatten back, and then I'll decide what I'm doing with regards to either making a mould or covering it in carbon. I've not quite decided yet. But in other news, the Cerakote has arrived. So I'm quite excited to get this done. It cost me the grand old total of £95 for a pint, I think that is. I think it's like 500 millilitres or something. So yeah, I have, since it's been about a week, I've gave the headers another little sandblast, and I cleaned them with acetone. So I'm going to just prep the paint gun and get on with it. I probably won't use that much. It's one layer, so I'm going to maybe put in about a third into the gun. Because I say it's expensive stuff, so I can use it for other things, so I don't want to waste it. Because there's no hardener in it, you can filter it back into the gun for whatever you don't use. Sorry, out of the gun, back into here. So I'll try and use as little as possible to begin with, and then we'll see how it goes. So it just says 1 decent coat, and then just to let them air dry, fully cured in 5 days. So yeah, that's what's next. Hopefully not get the camera covered in paint. I'll maybe hold you away back here. So it's been a couple of days and they're semi-dry now, they're not fully hardened. They've came up okay. I definitely, in my haste, I used the wrong spray gun. So it says to give it a 0.8 to 1mm tip, and I assumed I had that tip and amongst all my other bits, but the biggest one, or the smallest one I had was a 1.7, so it's probably went on too thick, which has caused a kind of strange run type thing. But to be fair, they're alright. For a first attempt, they'll do just fine. So I need to dismantle this little spray booth thing and tidy up the garage a bit so I can get another vehicle in. So I'm just going to get everything out of here tidied up, and the next bit you'll see I'll get them fitted. But it will be a day or two before I can do that. Alright guys, we'll call it there for this week. We never quite get the manifolds fitted, so we'll save that till the next video, as well as making the mould for the airbox and then making the carbon fibre piece for that. And then we'll tackle the wiring harness. It's a bit I've been putting off for ages. So until then, take it easy.